have no idea. I don't care. Inglewood, we should be, well, we're not live. We're pre-recording this show, Mouthpiece Included. We should be live production. Cue the joint. Cue the joint. Let's see here. You guys, this is part 2. Esports. Is it a game? Is it sports? In this second edition, we're going to break down literally how to get the click that link too, Ace, make sure we're good. We're going to break down how to get the scholarships and how to get the bag of money from esports, you know, the actual steps that your child would have to take or you would have to take to break into the business and start getting money from such activities. So that's where we're at now. So just stand by as production gets its thumb out of its wazoo, and we'll be ready with you guys very shortly. We good? All right. Appreciate that confirmation, bro. TATN, 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 Mouthpiece Included. Okay, I see the issue. Pretty sneaky, you hackers. TATN, Mouthpiece Included. TATN. All right, well, you know what, you guys? We can't do it, so we're going to roll without it. Fair use. Fair use, you guys. Y'all know the drill. We're going to get them in the building. So this is part 2. Last week we did part 1, so we got Ace.
What the TI is. Happy.
What up, fool? What up? How's everything, brother?
Everything is everything. Trying to keep it copacetic above ground and cool water. So everything is cool. Well, not too cool, you know, it shines.
Hey.
It's cold.
Yeah, hey, and I want to give a big ups before you go further to Coach out there. You know, he's laid up right now, so we want to wish him a speedy recovery.
All right, Coach. Sending out the prayers for you. Hopefully everything works out in your favor, and God has his blessing hands on you. So much love to you, brother.
Thanks. And bro, hey, bro, they sent him to a roach motel. He's at Roseland. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. He went there voluntarily. They dragged him there, kicking and screaming.
I think is what, you know, he moved, so I think that's what where they feed them to. Right, bro. You got to be like, oh no.
Take me west.
I'll take an Uber. Yes, man, get me to University of Chicago or something, right?
Take me west to Western, or send me to the suburbs. But please, whatever you do, look at my wallet. It says, "Do not take me to Roseland."
That should be an emergency thing. Like when they say don't resuscitate or don't give me peanuts, do not take me to Roseland Memorial.
No.
Do not.
The next thing will be coming up.
We got our second resident. Facts. Internet connection is so weak. But we got our second resident Silverback in the building, and we appreciate him joining us again this week to conclude this series, which he actually presented to us. Let's get this brother's camera going and get him on the building. We got EP in the building. EP, what say ye?
What up? What up?
What say ye?
What say ye?
Down.
The East Coast love.
Yeah, man, out here in the East, Planet Brooklyn. I think we about to get some of that Chicago weather tomorrow, man. It was nice today. It got unusually warm today. Well, yesterday got up to like the 60s, man. And They say tomorrow morning is gonna be 20s.
Yeah.
What is it? They call that Native American summer or something?
Well, it's coming back next
The
weekend
Indian
for
summer?
us.
Indian
Yeah.
summer?
Yeah. Well, not the teens just yet. I think tomorrow, so it keeps changing. Maybe 30s tomorrow. Well, now they're saying low 40s. All right. It keeps changing. It keeps
Yeah,
changing.
you don't get our
Yeah, I
weather.
mean,
Yeah.
we get down to like 65 degrees and everybody acts like it's freezing.
I
Yeah.
was over at the lakefront property today, and there was about a 35-mile-an-hour wind blowing, and the temperature was 30 degrees. So, that equaled 0.
Bro, I used to live in 7100, right next to the high rise that's right there. There's some smaller apartments. When I was a shorty, we lived there for like 2 years, man.
Yeah.
Right on.
South Shore.
Okay, that wind you're talking about, bro. I know exactly the wind you're talking about, boy.
Relentless.
Woo wee.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So today's show, as always, you guys, so you can know how we get down. We're going to take a moment to cover the weekly hot topics, which I really don't know. I've been real busy. And then we'll go into how about them Bears or those Bears. Also, is it still just in time, or you want to keep the ginger out there? Can we say ginger on? I don't know if we can say ginger.
Not going to be there too much longer. Say that.
Man. And then the quarterback of the week, that's where we acknowledge the quarterback who, wait a minute, this is Self-Love Vision. That's another show. That's where we acknowledge the quarterback for the week, the black quarterback of the week. And then how about those Bulls, bro? They've been looking real, real good. And then Esports. We know how EP feels. He doesn't feel like it's athletics. Right now, we're going to get into scholarships and how to get paid. So we already did our guest intro. So last week, did you guys have any updates or any corrections to last week's show or anything that was said?
No. Ready to move forward and delve more into this interesting athletic topic of esports. Absolutely.
All right. Well, these hot topics that we laid out here were really going to be much hotter on Thursday. But since we canceled the show on Thursday, then actually we're going to go ahead and stay with the same hot topics. So these would be tepid or lukewarm topics that we're going to go into. So you guys, LeBron kicking out the Indiana fans. How do you guys feel about that? And did you get any information about what that Karen may have said?
Nah, I'm lost on that one. I heard about the situation, but I didn't catch any of the details. Any of the details on that one.
I don't think they released any, bro. That's the weird part about it. I don't know what she allegedly, said. That's the really strange thing about it, bro. But LeBron, they said he's never had anybody removed before, so she had to have been getting into him. I think about his tweets. He likes to support Black Lives Matter and things like that, and he's become a major pariah to the alt-right.
Yeah. Well, you saying this is different than when the two fans last week were removed?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it was a drunk Karen. And
yeah. Nah. Supposedly she said
this is what I want to hear. Yes.
I forget his son's name, but she said something to the effect like I hope your son dies in a car wreck or something like that.
What?
Yeah, she brought up his son. Yeah. So he was like, he did the right thing. Instead of smacking her,
put out the building.
Like, yo, she got to go.
Banner.
Talk about me all she wants to, but yo, she bring my kids up, man. Like, nah.
and wishing that nobody, right? No, who
Yeah,
says?
she said, I hope your son dies. I think she said, like, hope your son dies in a car wreck. It was some random.
And here I am. I thought I was a great heckler. I got to step my game up when I'm saying to these refs and these players out here.
Nah, man. She mentioned his son, man. Like, yo, you know what I'm
Gonna be
saying?
another-
And you hearing that, like, you don't know, like, where that's coming from. You know what I mean? Like, is she heckling, or is she like, she could be a problem? You know what I mean? Like, how serious was that threat? Like, you never know.
Yes, somebody paid them to probably pay for her tickets. You go there and troll LeBron. Go ahead, Ace. Though. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, band. You can take that and you can go back to your sons or your daughters' high school games and run that at the other team. But there's no place.
That's just, for lack of a better term, can we say trash on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
We can say trash, right? I don't think there's any laws against that.
trash de blanco.
Yeah, that was pretty awful. I mean, bottom line, I agree. So unless y'all got something else, we'll go ahead and push past it because we're in hot topic. So LeBron, all right, I support you on having them removed. It looked douchey because I feel like you're a douche. You know what I mean? But those are my feelings. That doesn't mean that makes you a douche. And it's only for one reason, and that's because he used to talk about Michael Jordan, and he used to call himself the GOAT. You know what I mean? So let me show you guys how this is. I'm the greatest noob of all time. You see how that sounds douchey? It does, because it's a brotherhood of a fraternity when you're playing basketball and all of that. It's douchey to just come out there and be saying that, man. It's in my opinion. So let's see where we're at here.
I concur.
All right. We had Ace, you brought this up. You sent me something. Again, this would have been hot topic Thursday, but we had to postpone the show due to a death in my family. So University of Michigan, 1,200 white privilege rate. Anybody got anything to say about that? White privilege rate. Oh, well, I mean, sexual assault, we can't say.
Yeah, you're kind of blurred. But there were a number of athletes at the University of Michigan back from the 70s until this particular Dr. Andrews died that are accusing him of giving them prostate tests every time they came in for any kind of checkup or physical or treatment of anything.
Wait a minute. So you busted your ankle or something. Your ankle's a little sore. And then you come in there and this guy convinces you at 20, you're not 50 or 55 or 60 where your prostate, but you're 20, and then he's going to prostate you. Go ahead. I'm just trying to get an understanding where you're coming from.
Yeah, so he was victimizing these young athletes with their earnestness and zeal to get back on the field to get treatment.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
By telling them that this was part of, the examination. And for a number of years, he got away with it till he died. There was never any repercussions, any type of charges brought against him, or any type of litigation. And one of the main accusers is sitting outside of the president of the university's home right now, camping out, trying just to have an audience with the president of the university to have a dialogue, but president has refused. University of Michigan. Go ahead.
Well, so they waited for the guy to pass because they didn't want to dishonor his memory, or why did they wait for him to pass? And then after you comment, I'm gonna throw it to EP.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it could have been embarrassment, or it could have been, is just a victim of this so-called rape over all these years that they didn't have the ability to come forward as victims.
I would imagine they didn't know they were being sexually assaulted. Bro, I mean, it seems like you have a certain intuition. Like, I guess athletes aren't always the smartest, the brightest apple in the bunch. But bro, I've been doing physicals since I was 13, man, playing sports, and nobody's ever stuck their fingers up. Well, go ahead, EP. It's on you. It's on you, EP.
That was my question as well. Why did they wait till we passed away? But we don't know, man. Maybe there were reports while he was alive, just nothing wasn't done. And I guess maybe, I don't know, he retired or left or whatever. So it kind of died down. And I'm assuming he recently died. That's why this is brought back up again. His name has been in the media and people are like, this dude again, we still talking about this dude. So
that's probably the song he was playing when you come in his office. Let's do it again.
Yeah, so that is kind of weird, man. I mean, maybe initially they thought, okay, he's a doctor. I don't know, man. You coming there for a stomach ache, maybe? I don't know. Maybe I ate something or done something. Maybe you know something I don't know. Maybe some science behind this or whatever, blah, 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 blah. But if you just come in there because like, I twist my ankle or, you know, I got a sprained wrist or something, then you start to wonder like, what was that all about?
Well, I mean, according to the victims now, it mirrors the Penn State situation, except for most of the majority. Well, the current athletic director was a trainer at the time that this was going on, not the current assistant athletic director. And it was a running joke among, you know, the trainers and the staff that, you know, you keep acting up, we're going to send you to Dr. Andrews' office.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was part of the discipline. Mills, go see Dr. Andrews.
Right. Well, it was supposedly just a running joke, you know. So if you weren't acting up or if you weren't performing, we're going to send you to this particular doctor to find out what's wrong with you. And
you know what's crazy, man? I'm sorry to cut you off, and it's
no
not
worries.
an excuse, but I'm realizing, well, I've been realized, but you know, it's just another circumstance or event, a reminder or whatever, that people are afraid to rock the boat or go out of their way to address something or correct something. You know what I mean? Like people are afraid to confront. There you go. That's the word. Confront issues. You know, like sexual abuse is one. You know what I mean? Like some families can report, hey.
We're talking 1,200. We're talking 1,200 cases, though.
I know, man.
But it was multiple cases on the same people. I think they were grooming them. But go ahead. They said it wasn't just 1,200 different people. So I might have went there and he might have, come on, we got to do it again. You're getting a special treatment. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's what they were saying.
Football players say you got them 50
you got some families who have like a predator and he might molest somebody in the family and they say, hey, you know, cousin such and such, uncle such and such did something. And instead of going to address that person, they be like, yo, stay away from him. Or they tell all the other kids, stay away from him.
They
instead
do,
of just going to check the dude who's doing the violating. You know what I mean?
But they weren't doing that. They were saying, they were doing the opposite. If you don't do right, we're sending you to dude. I mean, come on.
Right, I know, which is crazy. But I mean, again, they don't want to confront the dude, so they joke about it. You know what I'm saying? They joke about it.
Right.
You know, they know what's going on.
They know what's going on. Just like at Penn State,
they want to fire him.
Right.
Like at least fire him. If you're not gonna confront him, fire him. Don't enable him to keep doing it.
But you're still enabling them because they're going to go to a different school. He needs to be on that predator list. Yeah. But Ace, I'm going to throw it to you before we move on. You said something about one football player said he was attacked 50 times, bro.
Yeah, he had at least 50 confrontations with this particular doctor, and they asked him, well, how many times did you have a prostate test going to see Dr. Andrews? He said every time.
Who? I'm serious, bro. I mean, seriously. I'm serious. Who? Now, okay, when I got my physical, the coaches and everybody made kind of a joke. They did, though. Now I'm looking back on it. And I could have been sexually assaulted. It was some sort of, no, it was the hernia test. It's the hernia test. And they stick the fingers up around your balls and you got a cough. Now, you entrusted them in that. But that was a known thing that it's just for your first physical. You know what I mean? Make sure you have a hernia so you can qualify to play. And it seemed like the adults knew what that was, the parents, every other athlete knew. So it seemed standard. It seemed standard. Now, 50 prostate exams, like,
Yeah.
how does that not come up? It seems like you go home and say, Mom, this doctor keeps sticking his fingers in my ass.
He can't go home to his mother. He's at school.
What do you mean? They don't have school breaks? Like, this doesn't come up in dinner conversation? Like, you don't ask somebody, is it normal? Here's what I'm saying, Ace. 50. Okay, let's just say 50. All right.
Wow,
All right.
50. Man,
Okay, but in 4 years, at 12, that's 12 times a year. Your sport's probably only going on for 4 months. So he was going there every week, getting somebody sticking their finger in their ass. I mean, 3 times a month. So, bro, at some point, all right, I'm staying out of it. Y'all go ahead. What was y'all going to say?
I mean, he was a running back.
I'm proud of you. I'd be like, yo, man, like we did this last month. Like, nah, I don't need another one.
It's an 18, 19-year-old running back. He was in there for treatment, probably every week.
And they probably
during the season. Now, as opposed to him, there was a wrestler there who wrote a letter to his coach stating that he thought that, the doctor's actions were inappropriate. And the coach replied to him that if you wanted to keep your scholarship, you would go there and keep getting your treatment for his elbow. Okay. For elbow, although he was getting a prostate exam also, keep getting the treatment if you want to keep getting.
Did that letter specifically say, I don't understand why I'm getting fingers in my ass when I'm going in with the elbow?
Didn't say
anything in that letter to your knowledge about the abuse.
Yes. It says that he thought he was being sexually mistreated by going to see this doctor. And the wrestling coach then told him, I don't think he put it in writing, that you needed to continue treatment in order to keep your scholarship. And he stopped going, so eventually he lost his scholarship.
Wow.
And this was at Michigan, bro?
Yes. So
no wonder their athletes were so good. You know what I mean? Maybe there's something to that. Stick their fingers in their bum and they're going to play hard for you. Go ahead, bro. I'm listening.
This was a segment on Real Sports, I believe, a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
Highlighted and detailed it. And it's hasn't been a major story because a lot of people don't know about it. And,
well, this is politics. This is politics, eh? So what if his name was Pookie Jackson, Dr. Pookie Jackson? You think we'd been hearing about this before 1,200 rapes?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But he wouldn't have been a doctor at Michigan, so that would have never happened.
But you think one of the first white boys who came to him and said, hey, this doctor's sticking his fingers in my ass every time. Don't you think the university police would have got involved?
Eventually, yes. Eventually.
What about you, EP? You think race plays into this or no?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I was wondering what was the makeup, racial makeup of the
victims and of the
victims, like percentage wise, you know what I mean?
I don't think that.
What was that? And then also sport. If it's a major sport, like you say he was doing it to a football player, but
and he said wrestling.
Football and basketball, those are like big revenue sports for the schools. So any kind of news like that would that could rock.
You had a couple
you would scare future recruits. Mm-hmm. I ain't
right.
going, you know what I'm saying? And that would start affecting you know, their scheduled wins and losses and revenue to the school.
You start sweeping it under the rug.
Yeah, that's what they were
Yeah.
doing, obviously. Yeah. I'm surprised they just fired this dude. Like, I wonder what is his
Well, he probably had a
leverage.
contract. He probably had a contract with the university. And if they fired him, guess what? They was gonna have to pay him to not do nothing.
Or he was gonna spill the beans. Somebody was gonna spill the beans on him. So they had to keep him there. But yeah, it was terrible. It was a couple of football players that highlighted on this episode, and they had also the wrestler.
And many of these athletes are unsophisticated. See, they're not as sophisticated as we were when we got to the yard. What I'm saying is, I had a sense of what medical procedures were. I wasn't a doctor, but I had heard about prostate exams. I had heard about prostate cancer in black men. I had heard that, you know, when you get to be 50, you know, you got to start doing that. You know, nobody ever said you're going to start having fingers up your bum at 18, 19, 20 as a part of athletic training.
Yeah. So it was a shocking story, to say the least.
Hey, Tori said, "Are you kidding me?" He said he told them your knee injury might cause a prostate problem. That's what I'm saying, bro. How unsophisticated and that's what I'm saying. EP, don't you got a family member or something that this feels funny? This guy's sticking his. Hey man, I don't know. And then I think it becomes the embarrassment and the shame too.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's part of it. But also, like was mentioned, a couple of people spoke out, and the coaches just said, yo, keep going or you're going to lose your scholarship.
Yeah.
So I'm sure other teammates are hearing this probably too, and they're like, damn.
It's the culture around here.
It's the culture. You know what I'm saying? And they probably went to them, and then the doctors probably just said, yo, man, I just gave a hernia exam. Like they're exaggerating, they're lying.
Yeah.
So his word.
Yeah. That's probably what he was doing too. Yeah.
Like,
and it was during Bo Schembechler's watch.
Wow.
So they interviewed Harbaugh, who was playing during that time too.
Wait, there's two Harbaughs. Is it the one with Baltimore or the one that ain't coaching Baltimore? The one the Bears are looking at.
The current Michigan coach.
Okay, did he get it up the bum with the fingers?
He said he didn't admit to it, but he said there's absolutely no way that Coach Bo Schembechler knew anything about it.
Oh, they killed me with that. Remember all those players were saying the same crap about Joe Pa?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, let's push past this. This is creeping me out at some levels. Yeah. Wow. We can do a whole show on this. All right.
He went to school with a Michigan football player, and they invite him all back. So I don't know. I don't think he'd come on the show, but.
Wait, you went to school with a Michigan who was a player who was there at that time?
Yeah.
Let's
But,
see here.
I'm pretty sure he's a Chicago savvy guy. So.
Right, he didn't pull it on the Chicago savvy guy. When you tell people, yeah, where are you from? The doctor's in there. I'm from Chicago. What part? South Side. And I'm not gonna stick my finger in this guy's bum. You know what I mean? He's street savvy. Right. He knows. Ain't none of the OGs said elders. I'm gonna park y'all cameras. Ain't none of the OGs or the elders said anything about when you go down to school, don't twist your ankle or the doctor's gonna be sticking his, you know what I'm saying? So small up the guy, and he'll have his come ups. So the next one is I'm going to play a short video, and this is under fair use. This is for educational purposes. It's a team I hadn't heard about, one of those bitty football teams.
An undefeated youth football team from Chicago's South Side.
Not going to play at all.
At a national championship.
But first, they need to raise the money to get there. WGN's Gaynor Hall has the story.
Members of the Chicago Southside Wolfpack football team are excelling on the field and in the classroom.
We've went undefeated all season, I think 11-0.
He think. I don't know y'all right.
I told you I was coming by.
Young man.
Can't believe it.
This damn
Over
guy.
the summer, President Obama surprised them with a visit congratulating them on a great season.
Because I was hearing about all the great stuff that you guys were doing in the program.
And their winning journey has continued. The 13-year-old won a state title and the American Youth Football Regional Playoffs. Their next stop is the national championship in Kissimmee, Florida, but they're falling short on the funds.
We need $30,000 very, very quickly.
The team has a
Why?
GoFundMe, and entrepreneur Early Walker led a plea on Sunday, calling on everyone from business leaders to elected officials and professional sports teams to step up.
As we rally behind trying to find solutions to stopping the gun violence, well, we need to rally behind these kids
Facts.
that are actually doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Facts.
Going to school, getting straight A's,
I used to
and
say that.
going to the nationals.
They need to raise the more than $30,000 by
Education, yeah.
Friday. That's when the team leaves for
should
a
be-
week-long stay in Florida.
They should be rewarding the kids that's doing right.
The Lady Wolves,
And more
who are
kids would do
also
right.
competing in the national championship in Tampa.
We excited that we get to go to Florida.
She already wearing
Practicing
weave.
nonstop.
It's very, very important that we put
$1,000
our arms around
a year.
these young people because they are doing something very, very positive.
Coach Ernest Radcliffe started the
Coach
program
Radcliffe.
in 1997 with the goal of giving kids a pathway to success.
Tory tripping. He's talking about 50 times. That's what I'm saying, bro.
We did have
Don't get me started.
opportunity to meet President Obama this summer, and we made a promise.
He was going in there because don't get me
National
started.
Championship, and we're doing that.
We're gonna come back home with another trophy and some rings.
Gaynor Hall, WGN News.
All right.
The Wolfpack is scheduled to play their first national game Monday, December 6th. We have a link to
That's today, huh? We gotta Google and see what happened.
Yeah.
That was today. Yeah. So you guys, thoughts on that? I mean, my first thought on production. You can start the cameras, please. Big ups to production. So my thoughts on this is okay. First of all, why are they underfunded? And then my second question is, why can't Obama make a few phone calls and at least come up with that money if he can't just write the check himself?
Phone calls. All he had to do was write a damn check. But anyway, shout out to the people around the city of Chicago, including Bo Jackson, who donated the money for these kids to get to Kissimmee, Florida.
Oh, did he? Bro, you've been high on Bo Jackson. And you met him.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah. You say he got a great spirit. Now, you notice they don't talk about him, but go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
And shout out to Coach Radcliffe. He is the head coach of the Morgan Park baseball team.
What,
he was also-
MPHS or the other Morgan
Yeah,
Park?
MPHS.
All right.
And they won city last year. And he was also my son's RBI coach for the Chicago Cubs. They went to the World Series in Texas and Minnesota. So
Mm-hmm.
Coach Radcliffe puts it in, football season, baseball season, summer. I don't know, his family puts up with him being gone all day, every day, coaching all kind of sports. But hey, that's his life, and he gives a lot to the kids. All of his children are succeeding in sports, most of them in baseball, and his daughter in academics. And shout out to Coach Radcliffe and the Wolfpack.
So they raised the money. They got a chunk of it from Bo Knows charity.
Yeah.
And then some other people in Chicago, they did GoFundMe, and the city of Chicago came through and exceeded the $30,000 goal.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a shame that, we have to find money every time we have a
Yes.
and you don't
It's
see
a
the
shame, man. I mean, and it's people with money.
Yeah. Blowing money.
The white kids begging. Right. Blowing money.
Blowing money on crap. $20,000 purses.
Yes.
The whole team needed $30,000 to go to
Yes.
a game off the street. So.
Let me ask you, Ace, your experience.
Best team, right? So EP.
Ace, your experience, is that a realistic budget? Like, I have no idea. Does it take 30,000 to send?
Football team with tickets and uniforms and travel, and yeah, that's realistic. You got to pay for
Seems a bit
hotels.
hefty.
Well, you got hotels and
Seems
travel
hefty to
for the
me.
players, and the coaches.
But he's right because they probably got 20 and coaches. Yeah, probably $1,000 budget for each person is what Ace is saying. Yeah, it's about right. Yeah.
And you want to show the kids a good time. If you go all the way down there, I mean, hopefully you can take them to Disney World or something. Make some part of the
But Ace,
trip.
why do we wait? Why do we wait till the last minute? Because we don't know if we're gonna need the money or not. Like, why wouldn't they just start at the beginning of the season? Like, this is how much money we need. If we don't use it all, it's gonna go on a trust and it's gonna roll over to next year.
Yeah, black people don't work like that.
Trust. I don't trust you.
Right. What are you doing with the money? Yes, it's
Right.
for the kids. I mean, it's in the trust. We got a accounting of the budget. I mean, but we don't work.
But Ernest, before you go forward, did now Bo Jackson? Because I remember you were telling me about Bo, Ace. Let me cut the camera on. So did he fund the whole like the stadium and all of that in the first place?
No, I think he just gave him a contribution to get to their goal of 30,000 to get on this trip. But Bo Jackson is very philanthropic, and
especially in the city of Chicago. He got family here or something?
Well, he lives here.
Bo Jackson lives in Chi?
Well, not in Chi, but around the area. But yeah, he lives here. He hasn't left since he played for the Sox.
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, he's got a dome. Remember I told you I'd be out at the Bo Dome?
Yes.
Yeah. His dome's out in Lockport, Illinois. So
big ups to Bo Jackson, man. We're going to have to reach out to his people, see if we can get him to come on the show, man.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Nice
EP,
guy.
you got anything to add to that?
Nah, man, beautiful story. Glad they made it. I just tried to Google. I can't find anything. So, love to see what happened, man. Wish them the best of luck. Hope it's successful trip on all fronts. I mean, it's just a success that they made it down there. So hopefully they come away with some W's, man.
Did Obama offer any money as far as you know, Ace? Was he?
Yeah.
That's weird.
No comment.
All right. Big ups to Bo Jackson and all, like you said, the people of Chicago and the coaching staff. They doing what they can. So
Obama's building a library.
Yeah. Is that coming out of his pocket?
Yeah, no. I think the owner of Amazon gave him a big chunk of money. So maybe he could have donated some of that to the kids. But good luck to the Wolfpack team on their quest for.
They hadn't already done so, man. They need to set up a board or some sort of like foundation to help them raise money going forward. And if you got like a board of trusted people,
Trustee.
That money can be collected and it's trusted as opposed to somebody want to throw a whole bunch of money to a couple of coaches. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't do
That's
it.
What I said, Ernest. Trustees and a trust fund. Correct. Trust fund. I'd like to see it though be more a bigger and broader though, because you'll see Jackie Robinson have issues from time to time. It could be a broader board just for all the athletes, for inner city kids in Chicago. And, and different people can tap into it, different entities, so they can build up, because we shouldn't be behind the 8 ball financially that much. It's unnecessary these days, bro.
It is. Unfortunately, we don't have Black Wall Street. We still have crabs in the barrel. So, everybody wants to be in control of the money once you start building, even if it's a non-for-profit. With money coming from all different type of entities to aid all of our youth and youth sports or youth esports. There's going to be crabs in the barrel
to get the funding. Yeah, but then they'd have to write a proposal, and we're going to help the most. I hate to sound like no team left behind, but if you're efficient and you're going to play for chips and you like Jackie Robinson, we got you. You know what I'm saying? But if you're just going to throw together some ragtag team, and you just want to just take this money and stuff in your pocket, we're going to take another look at you. But RIP, man, to Lee Elder, golf legend. We lost a legend. So RIP to him. Y'all got any comments?
Not a lot of notoriety put in the death of the elder. Unfortunately, you know, it's still the society we live in. I mean, he was a great golfer. Ability to get to at the Masters tournament and compete at a level. You know, it's a shame that the PGA and the golf community didn't
give it a bigger fanfare, and ESPN didn't do a big to-do.
Yeah. It's just a line on the bottom of the sports ticker.
EP.
Yeah, I agree, man. Don't really have much to add to that. Yeah. RIP.
All right, well, I got one more video I'm playing for y'all on for fair use. This is for educational purposes. So if production can stop the cameras. All right, here we go. Here.
Yo, I'm in my house. Niggas try to pop me. I still got clips left. This is my gun, 45 Wilson Combat, registered to me. I bought all my bullets around town. Dalvin Cook helped me purchase this gun. It all belongs to me, and they are registered to me. So I know exactly where I bought them. I got the card I have them on. I have everything, so.
Guys, we got some pretty disturbing news coming in.
Right, I'm going to stop it here because we don't want to get a ding. So that's pretty much it, man. This is Vikings Everson Griffin. He's a stud, too, on the defensive side. He's had some issues, I think, in the past. And you guys can, production can bring him back. So I just want to throw it to y'all now. One thing I just want to say is there was a fly buzzing around there, man. That was like watching Anthony Hopkins in that movie Psycho. I thought the fly was going to fly in his mouth because he didn't care about that fly flying around, man. But there's something in here. Yeah, it was a fly, dude. But I got to be more sensitive. All right, you guys, go ahead. Thoughts?
Well, I mean, come on, man. You know, it seemed like the main concern was about him playing football. This guy's running around with a gun, man. Get the gun out the house. I don't know, you know, they said the police were out there to check on him and, you know, see if everything was okay. They heard it. Somebody reported a shot was fired, but, you know, nobody wanted to go in and see what was going on. I guess because he was on YouTube talking about, I got a gun. Somebody.
Yeah, hell no. Right. Somebody's shooting in their crib. I ain't going in there.
Yeah, but, you know.
Yeah, I was about to ask, man, was he okay? Like, was he mentally stable? I'm still trying to figure out exactly what's going on with the video.
Yes, he's on medication, and I think he had stopped taking it or something. So he's had a known like schizophrenia type condition. The guy was man, great football. Like he's killed the Bears. But Ace, to your point, yeah, it was all about football. It seems like they could have had him like with a roommate or, you know, somebody to kind of see after him. And he should have never had a gun.
Yeah, how did you get a Glock?
He said he's told you.
Oh yeah, his teammate got it for him.
Is he suffering from like what's that CTE or anything, man?
That was brought up. EP. I mean that can't be proven, I guess, till he's dead, according to them. But go ahead, bro.
No, I was gonna say like somebody need to like go do a welfare check on him, man, and maybe a psych evaluation if it hadn't already been done. Because just considering like what just happened with the recent shooting
in Michigan,
yeah, they might go after the guy who gave him the gun.
That was his father.
Saying like, yo, you know this dude wasn't stable. Like, why would you give him a gun?
But that's one of the best players on their football team. So you're talking about two of them gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they need to get the gun from him before something happens.
Yeah, I'm not going to get it.
You know what I'm saying?
Somebody needs to
somebody, you know what I'm saying? You don't want it to escalate to the point where they send in police, and when the police get sent, we all know what's going to happen. You get the wrong cop who got an itchy trigger finger. He's mad that he got to go deal with this.
Is he healthy enough to even be in the league, y'all?
I don't think.
Mentally?
But you know, you gotta look at, hey, they used to give Lawrence Taylor the booger sugar every week and just send him out on the field. So why can't he take medication that's supposedly helping his temperament and mental stability and send him out on the field? So.
That's a good point.
But the fact that he said that his boy got the gun for him lets you know that he probably wasn't able to get the gun on his own.
Well, yeah, hopefully not.
You know
Yeah,
what
I mean, if he came into your gun store, you have to be flies all in his mouth and coming around. You know what I'm saying?
6'4", 300 pounds, talking about they after me.
Yeah, because he looked
So-
kind of different in his eyes,
Yeah,
man.
he looked a little different, man. So his boy might want to go and retrieve that gun. Like, yo, let me hold this, man. Like,
His boy was
you
young.
don't want nothing to
when he-
happen with the gun, and they come looking at you like, yo, you gave him the gun.
Okay, so listen, his boy, I'm trying to think his name. He's a good receiver.
Delvin Cook. He's
Cook.
one of the best running backs in the NFL.
Running back, yeah, he was killing the Bears. So he said that when he came into the league, because they interviewed him, they didn't ask him about the gun, and he mentioned nothing about the gun. I'm like, man, well, y'all ain't doing y'all job. But he said that I saw it on YouTube. He said that, yeah, maybe so. He said that the player who you know that you just saw, he Everson Griffin, he said that he was like a older veteran player to him. So he must have called him when you get those guys and they on their meds, man, they regular, if the med is right, but it don't feel good to them. But he said that when he met him, dude was grooming him. Dude was grooming Dalvin Cook, so he thought he was a responsible dude. Now, that's where you get into privacy, Ace. Is the team telling the rookie, hey, man, just like they telling him, they're not telling these people stay away from these doctors sticking their fingers in their butt. Where's the team? The team should be like, I don't know if I have the right to say, don't be with that guy or don't buy him a gun. Like, how much information did he know about this before he bought the gun? That is the question.
I'm sure it was common knowledge that this dude was on medication because he left the Vikings, and then he went to another team. He got cut, then he got released, and then he came
picked
back
up
to
by the Vikings. Yeah, and they cut him probably because of all that. Yeah,
yeah. But because the other teams weren't. Not that they probably weren't aware of his circumstances, but they just didn't know how to handle him.
The gravity of it
as a player, and a lot of
Yeah.
teams don't want to put all that care into a player. We're paying you a salary, come here and play football,
That's it.
get it done, and that's it. So,
Well, I've known people on medication, and I'm trying to think to myself, at Dalvin Cook's age, and man, I need a stick. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, unless he knew, you really don't know. You think it's rumor and innuendo, and one of your other friends might say, you need to take your medicine. Hi, and everybody thinks it's a big joke. And sometimes people are literally serious. My point I'm making is that I don't know if I would have told, like EP, if you was on meds and, and you needed a stick, I probably would have got you a stick. I mean, unless you was acting like what I just saw, and most of them don't act like that until they go X amount of time without their meds. Now, we would normally never see it on the yard. But their parents and their family members and the ones really close to them every day won't buy them no stick. Yeah. No.
That's true. I could have been on best behavior that day. I'm good. Like, yo, Mills, man.
Man.
I'm just laying low, man. I'm living out here in the wilderness, man. I'm kind of off the grid, but
Boy, I got these guys
I
looking
need
for
something
me.
out here just in case, man. Can you bring me something?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Well, you could have told me the folks looking for me or the brothers out after me. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And you need a stick. But Dalvin Cook, man, he dropping his name. Dude never denied it and said it wasn't me. Like, for all we know, he didn't buy him the gun. Again, how much is his testimony worth? Y'all saw him. The flies was buzzing around.
yeah. I mean, you just say, I don't know what he's talking about. He's crazy.
Right. That's it. But it's probably a paper trail on that. I mean, I don't even know why he offered that up. Oh, because he knew he wasn't supposed to have a gun.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he gave the whole scenario like, Dalvin got me the gun, but I got the ammunition on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he knew he wasn't supposed to have it. But, I mean, they're in Minnesota. It's a little protected area. As long as they didn't hurt anybody, it'll get swept under the rug.
All right, well, I got one more video, man, and we're going to get on topic. This is, I think I mentioned this to you, Ace, one time, and I said I'll pull the video. It's a 15-year-old. This is a 15-year-old player. So if production could stop the cams, this guy's 15. The big one.
Great defense.
Yeah, that was just token defense for the sake of the drill.
Yeah. That really helped.
He's 7'5", Ace.
Yeah. I know what I'd do to him.
All right, that's enough seeing this guy. Yeah, I mean, okay. So I don't have much to say, but he's Guinness. He made the Guinness Book of World Record for the tallest
15.
teenager. Yeah, Olivier Rioux. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Olivier Rioux. Hey, I think, man, he's moving pretty good. I mean, he's got good body control, man, to be 15 and to be that tall.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd love to have that kid on my system. I mean, he'd be doing just what he's doing, dribbling in practice. But in the games, all I need you to do is get your big ass in it. That's all I need you to do. You know what I mean?
Well, you can't teach 7'5".
You can't. At
All you
15.
can do is all you can do is make him stronger.
Correct. And usually they're not coordinated when they grow that fast.
Yeah. I'd send somebody in there and hack him the whole game. Bang him.
Send them to the line.
Yeah.
That was in the U.S.?
No, it was somewhere in Europe, bro. Yeah, you know, if he was in the U.S., he'd be God by now. You know what I'm saying? But that kid, he can come straight. He probably go straight pro to the NBA. Yeah.
Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah. Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, we look for him coming down the line. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he'll end up in a Chicago Bulls uniform. You know what I mean?
Oh, you got some bad Bulls hot top.
Yes, yes. How about them Bears? We go Bulls.
Pass.
We go Bulls next.
How can you have a quarterback out there when it's raining and you're giving them 40 pass attempts and your running back is killing the other team? And he ends up with 4 interceptions. Well, you know.
I didn't even know the game was on. I forgot about it. You know,
you didn't miss it.
So he threw 4, and I heard them talking about tip balls and stuff. I mean, that's Andy Dalton.
Yeah, it's going to be tip balls every time he plays.
Yeah, I was watching the interview. I thought I can get it through there. Yeah, 4 times or whatever. How many times? He's like, and unfortunately in this league, when balls get tipped, they normally don't hit the ground. No shit.
Yeah, he gives us the best chance to win, according to Matt Nagy. So you can put him, Matt Nagy, the defensive coordinator, everything right on the first thing smoking.
I think Matt Nagy, you're right. I think your boy could have played. The rookie, he could have played. I think Matt Nagy wanted to see what his offense looked like with the ginger.
Well, I mean, you know, the weather was bad. It's probably why he didn't play, I'm hoping. But the ginger, yeah, he is what he is. I mean, you know, he underthrows a lot of balls because he's, his time is over. He's a backup quarterback. He shows what he is. He's a backup for a bad team. So that's why the Cowboys let him go. Let the Bears pay him 3 times what they were paying him to get better.
All right. Well,
there's no way that guy. There's no way anybody on the Bears coaching staff, general manager staff. I don't even think the president of the team. Well, president of the team is there to make money.
right.
So is general managers there to pick productive players, but he's got to go, and Nagy's got to go. Need a new general manager to pick the next coach.
Well, I'm gonna jump right on that comment. We got in the chat. Brother Wordsmith said he's talking about, well, I don't want to say this. He said 50 times, and he said what I was thinking, but I don't want to say it. Talking about the player. All right, then he said he's talking about oh man. And he was talking about Obama. He said he ain't done nothing for us when he could have done the most, so don't expect him to do a little now. Basically talking about, he could have broke bread. I mean, Michelle could have came out there and wrote a check. She'd have been more likely. She from the Chi.
Yeah. That's his wife.
But to your point, Ace, I've been hearing a lot. Does this go all the way up to, because I don't think things have changed, man, before you fired Ted Phillips.
Yeah. I mean, Ted Phillips, the Bears make money, and that's Ted Phillips' job. Does he know football?
No, he doesn't know football.
Apparently, he doesn't know how to find football people. So
because he doesn't know football.
He doesn't know football. So in that regard, if you want to bring in a president of the organization that knows football, that can find a general manager that knows football,
correct,
find a coach that can coach football.
Because Ace, if you're a football guy, guess what?
Yeah, you know.
Correct. If you're a football guy, you're going to know football coaches. You're going to know, like Ace, you're a baseball guy. So I'm sure if you needed an assistant coach or a pitching coach and things like that, since you've been in the game, you know these people.
And you got to be able to evaluate your coach and your general manager. I mean, Pace has been monkeyed it up for years. We had the Kevin White pick, bust. Mr. Trubisky, bust. Adam Shaheen, bust. I mean, his resume speaks for itself.
And those picks are bust because he was just blowing picks. Like, yes.
Tariq Cohen, I don't know what's going on with him.
Who?
Cohen.
Yes, they don't even talk about him no more. The media used to ask about him all in the preseason. The average football organization would have probably cut him.
Yeah. Well, they can't because he's hurt. But, at the end of the season, he definitely would be cut. But a settlement agreement there. But the general manager, he doesn't even speak to the media or, it's a guarded or a scripted interview anytime you talk to this guy. And he's been a GM for 6-7 years. So he doesn't have any answers. He doesn't want to give any answers. He doesn't want to talk to anybody. So how the hell is he running your organization?
But they said Mama McCaskey, when they asked her about it, when they asked Mama McCaskey about them, she says they're very nice men.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we need some nasty men, some assholes in here that want to win some damn football games.
Facts.
You need some football players. You need some guys that want to win games. And apparently you don't have them. So these guys have to go.
I need one coach and I need at least, I don't care if it's a running back coach. I need to see at least 2 coaches and give me 4 players. Show some passion. I mean, when you got this cool, collected rookie quarterback, everybody don't show emotion. Everybody, no, this is football. This is football, Ace.
Yeah. I mean, you got
you're supposed to be emotional out there.
Yeah, you got to lay it on the line. I mean, you're trying to win 19 games now. What is it? How many games are they playing? 17? Whatever, man. Yeah, 17 games. You're trying to win 17
well,
games.
Who made your quarterback of the week, Ace?
I want to give it to Kyler Murray, but he didn't do anything yesterday. He had 2 touchdowns passing and 2 running, but he got 100 yards passing. Because they're playing the Bears. The Bears kept giving him the ball at the 5-yard line. He couldn't throw the ball far. So it can't be him. Let me.
Yeah, I didn't watch any football, so it's going to be your vote this week, unless Ernest knows something, you know.
I got to run down the roster who played this week. Let me see.
I didn't watch no football.
Yeah, who would be my quarterback of the week? You know, my perennial pick lost. I'll give it to Dak.
Yeah, you can go with Dak. Yeah, they had numbers. All right, we'll go with Dak Prescott. Although, you know, he was anti-calling Kaepernick, you know, his Campbell soup commercials. But hey, we'll go with Dak. You know what I mean? He was on the wrong. Yeah, he was on the wrong side of that. You know what I mean? I'm Dak Prescott. I'm not black.
Yeah.
Kind of like OJ. So, all right, man. And then, yeah, how about those Bulls? I think they won all their games last week, 3 straight.
Yeah, the Bulls are playing well. They had some bad news today, but
what happened?
DeMar DeRozan has entered COVID protocol.
Okay, he'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, you know, physically it'll be fine, but it's a time thing now as far as testing negative and getting back on the court. So.
No, I'm saying, yeah, I mean, he'll be all right. I think they're using some of that as did not play coach's decision. Now they just all agreed behind closed doors. We'll just sit them down to get them rest and say COVID. Anything about the Bulls, EP?
Nah, man, they looking good, man. They actually beat Brooklyn the other night.
Brooklyn, yeah. Hey, yeah. So who was you rooting for in that game, bro?
Bulls, man. Bulls.
Yeah, we tied with Brooklyn right now for the first spot in the East.
Come on, baby. We got a game tonight against Denver.
Me and Ace was before this season, EP. You know, we knew the Bulls would make a playoff. And when I started, I remember I was like, man, I see them getting like 6th, 7th seed. And then Ace and these guys were like 4th and 5th seed. I'm like, wow. And they're exceeding that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody saw this coming.
No, it's still a long season. Hopefully they get a little bit healthier. They got Vukovic back, and they got White back. And hopefully sometime after Christmas or New Year, we get the young guy back, Tom Willis.
Power forward or something?
Yeah. And really start competing when they get to the dog days of the NBA. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I think this will hold up, man. I mean, like, it definitely, like, I think the 4th, 5th seed will definitely hold up. Because after this many games, this sample size, you know, I remember you didn't say it, but people were like, this is just preseason and this is just first 5 games, first 10 games. Then it's going to be, this is the first 60 games, you know, see if they can close it out. Then it's 82 games. Well, let's see if they do in the playoffs. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
It's Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, see if they
yeah. Let's see what they do in the finals. Right. But just for craps and giggles, man, we did a whole show on LeBron James. Is he done? They're 12-12, bro. They're 4-6. They being the Lakers, they're 4-6 in the last 10 games. And let me tell you something. I'm out here on the West Coast, and these are the most delusional fans on the planet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Say he's holding back for the championship.
Yeah. And I was here and they had all those old crusty veterans. Remember they had Gary Payton when they went out and got Karl Malone when they were all past the prime?
Yeah.
It was the same delusion. They're going to turn it around. We're the Lakers. And y'all 12-12 after 24 games. That's your sample size.
What, are they going to catch up to the Warriors and spank them in the playoffs?
Right. The Suns are 20-4 and the Warriors are 19-4. Right now, the Lakers are 8 games back.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And they old to be doing all that.
Yeah. Especially with no team chemistry.
That's the problem, and that's the difference between them and the Bulls. The Bulls have team chemistry and a great coach. I like the Lakers coach, but they got team chemistry.
Yeah, LeBron's the Lakers coach, so I get you right.
All right, man. You got anything on the Bulls? Y'all got anything, EP? We're going to get on topic, bro.
On the Bulls, man. Bulls looking great, man. Hopefully they can maintain, man. I think they will, man. I think they're going to keep showing improving.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make some predictions soon on how far. We're gonna reanalyze because we only did Ace. We were only doing their seed. But we gotta really start analyzing how far we think they're gonna go in the playoffs. Yeah, because at a point it starts getting reminiscent of the Jordan Bulls when they just came out of nowhere and started winning, and they was young, and had that chemistry, and nobody took them seriously, and they won like 60-some games that year, and messed around and won the chip.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
they had Michael Jordan. But hey, maybe we got a Michael Jordan on this team. Maybe it's what's his name? The high yellow guy.
DeMar DeRozan. Oh,
yeah, the other one they haven't even signed yet.
Zach. Yeah, no.
Yeah, Levine. Yeah.
Does get it done in the fourth.
Yeah, he don't play D either. So, well, he's been trying to play a little more. But all right, well, let's get in it, man. How does college esports work? So this is the pathway I'm going to go over, and then we'll get you guys for comments. It's a pathway for if anyone's 15 or under. This is something I found online. So the path for if you're currently 15 out there, or less, here's your pathway. You want to find a high school, if you're not already in a high school, that has a high school esports league. That's number one. At these places, the college recruiters can find you, and ultimately you can go from there to the pros. Now, many colleges don't classify esports as athletics. I'm sure you like hearing that, don't you, EP? EP could be the chancellor of that school. Yeah,
it's the truth. Truth will make you free.
I would classify it as competition. But let me point out a real odd fact. 2017, International Olympic Committee discussed inclusion of esports in future Olympics. They discussed it. So it was on their radar.
Yeah, we knew it's coming.
Oh, yeah, write the check.
Bro, everything is gonna be E. We're going into the metaverse, bro. They programming us all for the metaverse. All right, but here we go. You must attend the school for these scholarships. Hold on, let me see something. I think I lost the pathway. Okay, here we go. Wrong page. All right, so what you want to do? 15. Here's your pathway. First, middle school or earlier, you want to choose a lane, meaning you want to choose your game that you're going to get into. That's going to teach you basic mouse and keyboard usage. You have to learn how to play these games. See, it's all geared towards non-blacks. We came up on the joysticks and all of that. And so they want to make sure that they make it as hard on us as possible, in my opinion. But your child has to learn how to manipulate the mouse and the keyboard because nearly all competitive esports are done on the PC. It's going to take you about 1 year to develop this muscle memory for the mouse and the keyboard. So you young men and women out there, you're going to need to develop this competitive advantage prior to high school. So the article I was reading was saying that, if you start out in high school, it'd be like starting out in high school and you've never played basketball or football before if you don't already have that muscle memory on how to manipulate the keyboard and the mouse. You don't know the fundamentals. It's not saying you can't go to high school and like Dennis Rodman and never played it before and then, get a scholarship. It's just saying it'll make it easier. You want to drill your fundamentals. Also, as a youth in middle school, they're encouraging everyone to start playing on a team format, even if it's just recreational, so you can develop your communication skills, etc. Now, any comments before I move on to high school? All right, keep it pushing. So, high school, there's two main networks. High school esports leagues. Let's see. Okay, yes. So what they're saying is if you don't have a esports club at your school, what you want to do is encourage your child to start an esports club at the school. And what the child is going to do is pitch the teachers and the principals, because you're going to have to find someone to quote unquote coach.
Mhm.
The selling point you're going to use, young man or young lady, is that esports, don't call it a video game, because guys like EP run you out of their office and you
Get
never
out
get
of
a
here.
coach. Yeah, you're not talking about sports. And he said esports is a team-based club that allows you to compete and earn a college scholarship. See, that would interest me to coach these cats. If some kids came to me, and said, look, can you coach our esports team? I don't know what you're talking about. Get out of here, kid. You're probably some sort of nerd. And then the kid said, listen, we're in esports. It's team-based, and it's going to allow me to potentially earn a college scholarship. Now I'm all ears now. You know what I mean? I'm all ears. Also, you need to tell this potential coach and also your principals that the esports club will maintain a set GPA. And they said try to set that higher than the school standard. Here you go, EP. Make sure you are physically active. You have to tell them that you're going to be physically active, that you're going to be working out up to 3 times a week. And they said that also helps you sell this whole esports idea to your parents too. Okay. Majority of students apply. They query colleges on their own, but recruiters do watch online portfolio, online tourneys, online wins. But recruiters are generally looking for experienced team players. So any comments on a pathway to get to college?
Well, I mean, the material that I've seen about esports being your pathway to college is I was listening to a college coach, and said the majority of players that are offered scholarships for colleges and universities are pretty much on the verge of going professional. So, I assume that we're in the early stages of developing scholarships and curriculum for esports. So where does that leave our melanated youth or youth trying to achieve scholarships through the university through esports if they aren't pro material?
Hey, maybe we can start the Negro esport leagues. But go ahead, Ace.
That's what I said. It's a wide open market right now, man.
Yeah.
I just noticed, other day when I was looking at stuff, esports, whatever, there are actually companies forming now that do consulting. You know what I mean? Like if you have a team, they can consult your team or coach your team. So I'm pretty sure it's going to get to the point where they're going to do that for individuals. You want to be esports gamer, this is what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like counseling. And I'm sure maybe some of these guys who've done it, who've been doing it, I don't know who's doing the consultant now.
You can have trainers too. Hold on. I hate to cut you off. We can have trainers too, man. Come on in here. You got carpal tunnel? Come on in here. I'm stick.
Oh my gosh.
That's coming down the line too.
Oh wow.
That is gone, hopefully. But yeah, it's amazing that opportunities are coming down the road for
right. But yeah, that field is wide open for consulting. Like, hey, like you said, somebody can do that specifically for players of color or players in urban areas, and yeah, the door's wide open, man.
So are there players of colors now that can be these esports consultants, or do we have to go through the current status quo to get to that level.
It would be, you could start like, you could brand like Jackie Robinson Esports, you know, Jackie Robinson West Esports, you know what I'm saying? And start talking to some of them kids that's playing baseball. And they're going to be the ones that probably can't hit the fast or can't stand in there on the curb, but you know what I mean? But they're going to be good. Go ahead, EP, I cut you off.
I was going to say, I'm sure there's some kids right now out there as we speak, some kids of color who are into esports. You know, you're just so underground, so under the radar, you know, because most people consider them nerds or they just don't understand what they're doing. But I'm sure they're out there, and I'm sure they're just waiting, you know, for that opportunity.
Guidance. Just like when you go out on the field, Ace, and you put the baseballs and the bats and the kids show up and all of a sudden you got a baseball team. Yeah, we would build it similarly. But that's, all right, well, I like those comments. And go ahead, y'all, keep going, because I'm going to go further. But you let me know when y'all done.
That's what I'm about to say, man. I'm sure if somebody did that, set that up, like you said, hey, we about to do this, I'm sure they'll come out of the woodworks. And be like, what's going on?
I think it's about, you know, raising funds and developing these clubs or EA Sports clubs to get the kids away from, unfortunately, the joysticks and getting into the esports arena where they're using the mouse and the keyboard. I know we've got plenty of kids that know how to compete with joysticks and controller knobs and things such as that. But you have to develop those same bright minds into using the keyboard and the mouse to excel in this field, which I have no doubt that there's an arena for.
Yeah, and it could be an after-school program at this point, and you'll have a couple of, like Ernest was saying, like EP was saying, you're gonna have there's some kids out there who can do it. So those kids are now leadership. They're your captains, just like any other team, and they're gonna help you train the other people and things like that. Now here's what I was on earlier when I was on the wrong page. So you know, you must physically. I think we covered these, but if you're in college, you must physically attend the school. For some reason, they got rules. You can't do it remotely. I think I know why. You can be any damn body. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you have to attend the school to be on their esports club. And EP, they average 20 hours, allegedly. They average 20 hours a week training and competing. Yes. I mean, they're working hard at this, bro. The tournaments that your potential college enter, I think you covered this, one of y'all covered it, but they are sponsored by major sponsors. So, you know, obviously, the goal for the colleges, though, is to qualify for the big ESPN tourney. That's supposed to be like, you know, the granddaddy of them all. And then you can play in concurrent tournaments, meaning outside the school, meaning you can control your own brand. So if your child is in school and they're on the team, nothing will stop them from playing on another team outside of school, which is great. And I think that's, you know, like a drum with a hole in it. You can't beat it. And then, like I mentioned on the last show, y'all, EP kind of got into it just now. You can, you can become a coach, you know. There's jobs potentially out there. So one of you guys start an esports club right now, and you stay in it. You know, they said the colleges won't hire you if you don't have a degree, but they were saying that, you know, if you got the degree, you're good. All you need is the esports training because they're looking for people to coach the kids, and that's a check. And then they're saying if you don't have a degree, you know, you could volunteer at the college and you know, study while you're there. And man, you could be the Bo Schembechler. Come here. Your wrist hurts. Come here. Your wrist hurts. You could be the Bo Schembechler of e-coaching. You know what I mean? So thoughts on anything I just said or did? Thoughts?
You know, they know to that, Bo.
Allegedly, Bo Schembechler. Allegedly.
Allegedly, he didn't know anything. But yeah, you have to. You have to open up your mind develop. Maybe we can develop a sports club and ask President Obama to come through and speak to the kids. Maybe donate some money to develop them into esports, and some of them have the opportunity to go on and fly drones for the military. So there's different avenues, or that they can continue on in this with the computer and esports or e-competition.
And just to piggyback off of that, Ace, you had shared an article recently about gamification. And those are, I guess, other avenues that esports players could tap into, after college. And just to share with the audience, gamification is applying graphics and icons and all the bells and whistles that are normally associated with games to other media outlets. I think one of the examples the article gave is if you go on like a banking website and you start, tapping things and these windows open up and all that type of stuff to keep the user engaged to their website or app or whatever.
All the game.
They're making a game out of everything in life right now. Yep, for this generation. Go ahead though. Yep.
Yeah. So
it's to keep the dopamine going and to keep you engaged.
Exactly.
Steal your money.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you can be a consultant in that. Somebody can say, "Hey man, check out my app, check out my layout, and let me know if this works for you. What can we do to keep people engaged in our page?"
That's a good point. And I'm glad you guys are talking professionally. So there's probably a student sitting around like, why would I do this? Because you guys were all on campus with us, and you say, well, U of I was a bougie ass school. Excuse my language. This is supposed to be PG-13, but you look at tell somebody what your major is, you're going to be poor. That kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right, but anyway, so I want to ask y'all, how much do these pros are making? I got an article right here, and it's a graph, and it says that the bottom 25th percentile, the bottom 25%, the annual salary of a pro esports player is about $2,125 or $25,500. So that's your bums. Your lower 25%. I mean, how much would you have to put into? How good would you have to be in the lower 25% at this point and get your extra 25 stacks? Who wouldn't want their child to have 25 stacks fresh out of college? But all right. Let's be more realistic, because that's not much money in today's, but they'll probably be living with you down in the basement. Now, when they get up to average, though, it doubles. So they can earn an average, if they're in the average percentile, which is around 50%, is what they put it at. That's $48,870 annually, $4,072 a month. I mean, right? And if their wife makes that, and they're both esports gamers, they can be on the same. Yeah, I mean,
decent. I mean, they can eat.
Correct, and they could probably have another job on top of it, for all I know. You know what I mean? Just like the WNBA people. I mean, they play, they work. Yeah, they're cutting hair, and then they go on to the game. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, here we go. 75th percentile. All right, I thought this should have been higher. It's 57,000 or 4750 a month. But then now your top earners, your Michael Jeffrey Jordans, your Kobe rest his souls, those types, you can earn $102,500 annually or $8,541 a month. And that's now. We all know it's going to grow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to know how special your esports athlete or competitor is. And their ability to compete.
And don't forget endorsements, Ace.
Yeah. Cookies and the CBDs and the
EFTs.
Dogs.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg strain of wine. You can, you can potentially make all kinds of revenue while you're competing in these weekend competitions or for your school or yourself. So yeah, you can definitely
You can survive. Yeah, you can survive.
Energy drink endorsements. I think it's a matter of time before these lifestyle brands like Nike or Adidas or Puma, get into it and they start.
I would think it would be a mouse company, but go ahead, bro. Keyboard company.
I mean that too.
Yeah. But I'm just saying
that too, mouse company. But the reason why I say energy drinks is a lot of them,
they do be up. Yeah, that's true.
Drinks.
That's true. Yeah.
That's a wide open market for them.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
But these particular teams, man, it's just a matter of time before somebody's going to make these uniforms for these teams. You know what I'm saying? And remember how skateboarding was, and then they just blew up. Now you got a skateboard division of Nike. You know what I mean?
The NFL wasn't paying nobody crap when they first started, bro. They was getting paid crap when the NFL started.
Yeah.
They were selling vacuum cleaners and all.
Yeah.
Right.
Insurance sales.
Yeah. Construction, right.
And if you got hurt, you didn't get paid, and you had to play. Yeah. So, like I say, go ahead, EP. Though, hold your thought.
But it's going to be a matter of time before some of these lifestyle brands, and it might not be the big three: Nike, Adidas. Who is the big three? Nike, Adidas, and whoever else. Puma.
Under Armour or something.
Under Armour, right? It's going to be some other company that might grow with the industry. Like with MMA, for a minute they had this brand called Tap Out. They close for a lot of fighters, whatever. So it's gonna be some company that grows up with them, and they're gonna merge and make money together. But yeah.
Well, how much do y'all think the top? Now we're going internationally because I just showed y'all average in the pro sports leagues and all of that. Now remember that they be having all these tournaments, bro. Right? So I'm just telling you what the pro sports, are making. So Ace, EP, just throw me a figure. And I mean, it's a lot of people getting paid. So throw me a figure of what you think the top overall esports earner is so far.
2.5 million.
EP?
I like that number. I'll say 1.5 million.
All right. So the 1.5 million guy would be Zheng Jing. He's in the People's Republic of China. I'll stay in the U.S. There's a Shane Cotton at 1.354, and he's 69th on the list, to give you some context. Wow. Now, Ace, you said 2.5, and there's a he's on. I guess his team is called Fear, but he's from the U.S. and it's Clinton Loomis, 2.5 million. Now, the top earning American up to date is at number 22, and that's Fortnite. He's a Fortnite player. 3.1. Now I see why these kids are playing it. 3,175,000. Most of these are playing a game called Dota, which I've never heard of. DOTA, and it's probably out of China or something, Russian. But the Fortnite, again, the top U.S. earner, bro. That's some money. And I'm sure he's getting endorsements. And this is just what they earn from the sport. And the number one, I don't know what this flag is. It's a red flag with a white cross, but the cross is laid down sideways. Who just said it is? Finland?
KKK.
Yeah, probably KKK. But his name is John. I think it is Finland or somewhere up there, because his name is John Sunstein, and this schmuck earned $7.183 million. Dang. Now, if that don't make you want to go buy your kid and your nephew and sit down and play that damn game, stop doing your homework. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the tournament this weekend, and we need you ready.
Man, we need you ready. I'm a homeschool you, you know, and man, I mean, that's some good money. Thoughts before we wrap it up?
I mean, you got to look at comparison to baseball. You had Bryce Harper. His father took him out of high school at 16, I believe. He got his GED and started getting him ready for Major League Baseball. So I think his latest contract was over $300 million.
Nas's dad did the same thing. He said Nas was complaining about the school. His dad wasn't living with him. They were just going through a separation, you know, in those Marcy projects or wherever he was.
Yeah.
And Nas was a freshman. He said he went in there and he said it was the worst thing. His dad said he'll never go back to his school. I don't know why you don't sign your kid up in another school or do something different, but he let Nas drop out after that.
Mm.
He said he can't learn there. Think about how smart Nas is. Nas was already reading books. I mean, you know, you can't send your child to a dumbed down school, bro. They just training them for prison.
Right. Well, you know, that's something up to the parents. They got to make something happen. You know, but I think, wasn't his father a musician as well?
Yeah. But you got to have the balls as a parent. I mean, we're also conditioned, go to school, go to school, go to school. But if all they doing is gang banging and shooting at each other and you know what I'm saying, pushing drugs and poison, it's been Biggie did the same thing. Biggie said he left his school rested so as a freshman too. It's a similar type situation. I'm talking about those worst schools, y'all.
Yeah. I'm sure there were schools for the arts and
that you could get them in. Yeah. But so we talked about how much the pros earn, and so y'all got any final thoughts? And we're kind of focus in as this being a revenue avenue for blacks during your final thoughts, and we'll throw it to EP first, and then Ace.
There's definitely some opportunity there. I know initially I clowned it, but after doing a little research and considering all of the information, all of the facts, there's definitely some things to be explored. As you mentioned, scholarships, opportunity to go to college, play games, and you know, although you go in there to play games, you still have that opportunity to learn. You know, you can get a degree in whatever you want to, study whatever you want to, hopefully come out with a degree or whatever. You know, don't be like, I don't want to say other sports, you know. It's on the individual. I won't blame it on the sport. If you go to school on a scholarship, athletic scholarship, and, you know, don't come out with a degree. But,
right, you mean you're one and done.
Yeah, now that's different. You know, one and done, you're going pro. You leaving school to do something, but, you know, you're not that athlete who goes there and it don't work out.
I see what you're saying. Uses up his eligibility and then don't even get the degree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But gamers tend to be more smarter than the rest of the population. So, you know.
Dumb athletes.
So I'm sure gamers probably have higher graduation rates. But you know, if they don't go into professional gaming, there's still other opportunities out there. But you know, I will admit I was sleeping on the professional gaming factor. Like, there's money to be made out there. So you know, if you got the stamina, because it's not easy. You know, we're still thinking you're just playing a video game. You got to have the stamina and fortitude to do that.
Yeah.
You know, you're sitting. It's a sedentary lifestyle, and you do have to be focused. It's you work in different muscles.
Yeah.
You work in different muscles or whatever. But it can be done. People are doing it, and it definitely can be done. And I think that people of color can definitely get in that door as well if those opportunities are presented. And I guess right now we just have to be on the lookout, man, for those opportunities and encourage, people to pursue those avenues. It's like, hey, I might not be my cup of tea, but I think this might be something you might be interested in. And hey, whatever I can do to help you get there, I'll do that research or look for those groups or clubs or coaching or whatever, like, hey man, you want a game, you need to check this out. You need to check this out. Or if I ran across some game and it's like, hey, let me holler at you. I know some people who might be interested in that. Like, can you come speak to them or share some info with me so I can communicate that to people who I think can benefit from this info. So.
Yeah, it's well said, man. You brought up some great points. I'm going to toss it over there to you, Ace, for your final thoughts on this topic.
Well, as we've come a long way in this topic from EP's initial thoughts and opinions about e-gaming, e-competition, e-sports, we see that it's a viable option as far as going to school, making money, getting endorsements, and even developing some type of social group. So,
yeah, camaraderie. I like that. It's a team sport. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah,
I like that.
So it would behoove us to, at this point, as quickly and as rapidly as society is moving, not to wait and see what's handed to us. We need to jump on this bandwagon and create our own clubs, our own culture, our own groups to explode and take over the sport like we've done everything else that we've been involved in. So as opposed to waiting for this scenario to be handed to our community like we've done in so many other situations, I think we need to spearhead developing our own esports clubs, our own groups, even if it's with the help of non-melanated people, just to get to the point that we can compete at a high level and compete at the point where we can earn an income, compete at a level that we are the best in the world. So, and it's possible. All we have to do is put together a society of esports competitors. Keep talking about it on platforms such as this, and do what it takes to get it done. Whether it's raise money or garner coaches, garner former players, garner those top 100 players in the world, and bring them under one umbrella. It can be done, and eventually there will be the monetary support from many different companies, or just from our society, as long as we keep pushing forward to our silverback agenda. That's my final words, and let's take over this as we can take over everything else.
Hey man, both of y'all brought up some great points that gave me a lot of food for thought. I'm not going to rattle on because for the sake of time, but I did want to say this. Yeah, we need to get into this quickly. I don't want to be hearing, 30 years from now, he's the first black esports player to do this and the first black. Nah, there's no need for that at this point. You're right. It's going to be the first black, but it should be like, who cares? Because I was at the same time as the first white. Secondly, I met a person as I was in Vegas, young man, 23, he was very knowledgeable, appeared to be Palestinian. He was talking about, he told me, that black people are the Africans are the original people. It's not that I didn't know it, but he told me that. But he was talking about something that all of us have noticed, but I've never heard anyone acknowledge it. I've never even acknowledged it, but he was talking about the black baby, right? He was talking about what he said is that even with his people, and he noticed with other people, the babies aren't as attentive. You know, when you come across a black baby, you're like, yeah, what up, man? What's going on? And they be looking at you and just absorbing information. He made it a point to acknowledge that. I say that to say two things: free Palestine from the hill to the sea. And secondly, I say that to say, as brilliant as we are, to Ace's point, the earlier we get that brilliance, you know, with those mouse in hand and on the keyboard and playing these games, the better. You know, like, stop sticking these Disney iPads in their hands and stick them on these esport games so they could be making money by the time they're 14, 15. Next thing I want to add is the last thing, is that the potential, there's no metric on how long you could play. So a regular traditional athlete, maybe, you know, Tom Brady can play till he's 60. But I mean, when does the decline start? Is it going to be carpal tunnel? Is it going to be mentally slow? Is it going to be your eyes aren't the same, your reflexes? But I tend to think that you should be able to have a longer professional career, you know, playing esports. So that was what I had, you know, for my final thoughts out there.
What I would like to see, just a random thought just popped up.
Yeah.
Once we get in the game, change the content of the game, because most of these games right now in esports are like tend to be, I know they have different genres, but it seems like the most popular tend to be shoot 'em up.
The goal is to kill. Yeah.
The goal is to kill. Yeah, I would love to see a game like
basketball.
Basketball, sports, or not even sports. There's a game out called like just an example, Sim City, right? Where you're building a city, civilization. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see something like this team versus this team. You know, you're building communities.
You're solving issues. You're finding missing people. You're finding missing persons.
Real life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like those kind of games of logic.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to see more of that. You know what I mean? Versus just a shoot 'em up game. You know.
Well, we got this brother this far. I mean, it is his topic, but we got him this far. So, you know what I mean? Hey, you know what I mean?
So like once you get in the game, you can be like, yo, man, we want to see these kind of games. Or maybe the people that are going to watch these games, like, yo, do we need to see another shoot 'em up game? Like, let's change this up somehow. You know what I mean?
And the mentality of the e-competition universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got to be something that people want to watch, because it's becoming quite the spectator sport, and that's driving the revenue. They're conditioning these kids right now to appreciate that. So I want to thank both the co-hosts today for doing this. Y'all know normally we do it live. Thursday, you know, we're going to have my mom's memorial that week, so I'm going to be in the great city of Chi-Town, baby boy. You know what I mean? The 9 is back. And y'all make sure y'all check in on the Self-Love Show Wednesday. We're going to unpack the curious, that's with a K, the curious case, that's with another case, of Kanika Jenkins. The curious case of Kanika Jenkins. Rest in power. We're going to unpack that Wednesday right here on TATN at 7 p.m. You also look out for TATN History. It's jumping off. We got a whole nother channel. So y'all look out for that as well. What y'all got for a next topic, Ace or EP? Anything in mind for next week? It's going to be next Thursday.
Delve into Michigan, but we kind of unpacked that today.
Yeah, we don't want to unpack no more. Come here. It happened.
At some point, man, we do need to pack that. Like, how does that happen? You know, like you had the thing with the Olympic. Still need to watch the documentary on the gymnastics. The girls in gymnastics, the team
Oh,
doctor.
yeah.
Uh,
NASA.
yeah, it was,
I think me and X, I think we
Michigan,
unpacked that, but we could definitely unpack the Michigan one then.
you know, Sandusky.
Yeah, we unpacked that. He got Sandusky.
Sandusky.
How do this keep happening at major universities? They're all Big Ten schools.
Yeah, we can tie them together then.
That's true. They're all Big Ten schools. That's crazy.
Yeah, up there in the Midwest where all the farmers are.
Penn State, Michigan, and Michigan State.
All right. Well, that sounds like a winner, man. We'll put something together, and that's going to be for this following Thursday. And anybody who got the private link we sent out, we appreciate your support. All y'all who going to be watching us on Wednesday, make sure when you come around the great city of Chi or Mouthpiece Included, guard your grill, knuckle up, keep your head on a swivel. Hey, you know your head on the swivel when you checking your blind spot and you ain't even driving.
That time.
Yeah, that's shot town, man. And don't forget to bring your mouthpiece.